Good morning. Monday. The James version. What a wonderful time. And awesome job that you guys have done for everyone. Thank you. I worked hard for you guys. Oh, jumping in. Our boys, in our hands, virgins. Yes, sir. 100%. I had a lot of fun doing it. Being live in the room like I was. It was a blast. I ran into go. Oh, we actually got out of Florida last night at midnight. Uh, but I got the whole list here. We're going to go over that about our a little bit of more detail today. Is that better, everybody? I had to turn myself up. Sorry about that. Had the mic turned down. Can you hear me better now? Let me know in the chat. Um, we picked up 2 centers. We picked up 2 edge, 2 wide receivers, a tight end. We picked up a long snapper. We picked up 3 technical safety. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Starting us off with a little rock. Time to get this intro rolling and move on. And then we'll get into this draft because I think we had a great draft. And we're also going to go into these UDFAs.
Charles here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out New Cat Bodies by Jeremy Smokkin.
That's right. We're sitting at 424 subscribers. Fred Peterson says, "Good morning. It's a great day to be a lion. One pride." Good morning. Been so looking forward to this show today. Got up early like Christmas. What's up, my guys? James Burgess, Pat Rothwell, Dwayne Keene, Paul Jones, and one funky Lions fan. It always feels good when the Lions do as you think they will, especially when you get told they won't. Yeah, we all got told we won't. Cristobal Flores says, "I'm here. Long weekend. Whoo, it sure was." Um, Media Row is a grind. I mean, it's a grind being at the computer doing it anyways. But there's so much more that you're taking in. You're listening to other people's conversations when you can, checking out what they think about the picks. And draft above expectation, it was amazing. If you actually know what I'm talking about. The Lions won the draft over expectation. They had the best at 0.15 under expectation. That's rounds above expectation is what they were saying on an average when you take in all the picks and where we got them. And the main one might be the steal of the draft and a future starter at guard, Christian Mahogany. He was slated to be a late round two, early round three pick. And for him to fall that far, it was great. 3 great days of fun in our city. Got a lot of great content from friends all over. Yes, the 6th rounder was supposed to go. I think he was like the 40th or the 60th prospect. And for him to fall that far, I kept saying, man, I wonder when he's going to go off the board. And when we grabbed him at 210, I was like, oh my God, you talk about positional value. Um, Sion Vaki looks like we're going to use him more at running back. And after looking at his PFF scores in college, I get it. He was electric. Everything went in our favor. 6 QBs in the first 12 picks, 2 of the best CBs. Taking Mahogany in the later rounds home was cooking with gas. I think he was cooking with laser. I'm sorry. Um, Giovanni Manu, I can't talk enough about the ceiling of this guy is so high. He goes, yeah, the 6th rounders could be outright thievery. I mean, Cooper Beebe going in the 3rd. RJ Irving, what up, brother? Good to see you, RJ. Just happy talking about everything that went through. Um, I proved I was a journalist being at the draft. I asked Terry Arnold a question. I know some of the broadcasters were broadcasting the questions that were asked. I was the one that asked, not the normal casual stuff. I asked him what he learned about those 4 games when he was benched, when Eli Ricks all of a sudden got the starting position. He said, perseverance. Uh, and we kicked it. That's funny, Cristobal. I will talk to you in a second here. But perseverance. He goes, number one, waiting to get back on the field, and number two, making sure he never lost a starting position again. He goes, much like I had to do at this draft. RJ Irvin, what a draft, man. I'm so happy we doubled down on corners with the first 2 picks. Yeah, I mean, it was our weakest room. Is the Michigan kicker any good? He's accurate up to 50 yards, so he already has something over Michael Badgley. And we got Von Doom in the house.
You're a bad lady.
Yeah, Michael Baglady. We picked up James Turner, the kicker from Michigan.
Oh.
Good morning. Anyone want to bet that Coach Pip had a little to do with grabbing Vaki? Yeah, he guy. Did you see the state they put up the TV about Mahogany? 1 in 5 guards in the Power 5 to allow 0 sacks in the 2023 300. Yes, I know. Uh, Paul Jones goes, Von Doom. And
What's up, Paul Jones?
Pirelli comes in the chat. Good morning, Jeremy. How the heck are you on this beautiful Monday morning? Enjoying the fact that it's already 60 degrees outside, the sun is shining, and the rain has stopped. But let's see. We took Terry Arnold, who was considered one of the best overall corners in the draft. Then we drafted Ray Straw, who's a minus in man coverage, but he's a dog at run coverage, zone defense, and tackling. Even though they ran slow 40 times, they have 2 of the top 10 times between each of them for GPS track speed in the NCAA last year. Terry Arnold was clocked at 21 by GPS, and Ennis Rakestraw was tracked at 22. So, we're not as slow as their 40 times because some people just don't really pay attention to the pajama Olympics. You agree with that, Leonard?
I do.
Because game speed is different than 40 speed, right?
And full speed is way different than 40 speed too.
Right. Oh, I already said that. Terrion Arnold was the best run defender, and Rakestraw was either 2 or 3. Not only that, Mikai Wingo, getting him where we did, it really wasn't a steal like some people think. That's right around where he was projected. But the fact that he won the starting job as a 3-star recruit over 5-star recruit Mason Smith should speak volumes
And
about
Justin Jefferson.
what's that?
And the Jefferson kid too
Oh yeah.
on LSU.
What up, Von Doom? How you doing, bud?
I'm alive.
I'm alive. James Oswald, the draft was killer. Not mad at any picks. We upgraded our secondary, which will give us coverage sacks. We picked up 2 O-line that are beasts and added depth to D-line. None of the picks were reached for. Yeah, Sion Baki was not really a reach when you look at his running back value. Yeah, the fact that he can do the running back and catch out of the backfield, plus he's a special teamer on top of being a safety. If you just went off of the safety, yes, he's mid, but he's good mid, not on the bad side. Correct, Von Doom?
I'm not even going to comment on it, man. It's the only pick I really don't like.
Really?
The more I think about it, I don't like that pick at that value with what was still on the board.
Yeah. I will bring this up. I really want Trey Henderson, but is it not really possible with what we have left? And plus, we don't know if the Cam Sutton contract will be void. That is the biggest question. Because remember, we cost ourselves 1.5 to 2 million more dollars by moving up 5 spots in the draft to get Arnold. Nor am I bitching about it, but that cannot be understated. It's why we did a lot of UDFAs. Um, Wide receivers we picked up was Isaiah Williams. We gave him 240K guaranteed. I think he's brought in because of his special teams ability, averaging 19.3 yards a kick return and 15.8 on the punt returns. Good enough for top 5 in the college ranks. Jalen Calhoun out of Duke. Even though he wasn't guaranteed money, the thing I like about this kid was he's the only Duke wide receiver to gain over 5,000 yards in his career at Duke. He also was a former quarterback in high school. They transitioned him because of his size and speed because they don't run a run and shoot type of offense or an RPO offense. Tight end Isaac Rex out of Brigham Young University. Big guy, blocker, somebody to have in case someone goes down. It's a depth piece. We picked up 2 centers, and the second one I liked better, and evidently the Lions did too, because they gave him a lot bigger of a contract for the signing for guaranteed money. Living up Leonard, howdy. I was shocked that we didn't take any wide receivers in the draft because there were some good ones that fell. Look how late Brendan Rice was almost a UDFA. Cornelius Johnson was almost a UDFA. Say what you want; those guys fell big. Um, But Duke Clemens out of UCLA, we gave him 60,000 guaranteed. Kingsley Egwequan out of Florida, and I guess we gave him a huge bonus. And that is Egwequan, excuse me, let me say it right. He's out of Florida. He, before he got hurt, would have been a top 40 or top 5 center in this draft. Huge, huge beneficials there. Anything to add there on that, Von Doom?
No.
No.
I'm waiting for my coffee to wake me up.
Okay. I'll let you get woke up. And then we signed 2 edges in this UDFA. Isaac Ekwu out of Ole Miss. He got 35K guaranteed. And then a guy we brought in for a top 30 visit from Division 2, Nate Lynn, Williams and Mary College. very athletic defensive end. Got an 8.38 RAS. To get that as a UDFA is good.
I can't believe he freaking went undrafted, honestly.
Who, Nate Lynn? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we grabbed a linebacker slash running back out of OSU.
Steel Chambers.
Steel Chambers. What I like about him as a running back, which he did his freshman year, when he got his chance to play, he ran through people, like mowing them over type stuff. He wasn't, he's fast, but he's not super fast. He's quicker than he is fast. I think that's what I want to say.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
But as a linebacker, as a backup, I think he was third in tackling his sophomore year as a linebacker, and he just drills people. I think he can when they build the chemistry this offseason together. The thing that we had is we brought DPJ in mid-season, and he had no time to work out with Goff, really, other than just a few practices. Paul Jones, you're not the only one that said that. I said it on a couple of podcasts earlier when they were talking about the UDFAs. Sounds like a porn star. I said it sounds like a co-star with Linda Lovelace and Deep Throat. But
it sounds like his father was a gun enthusiast.
Yep. But we grabbed a couple corners. Maurice Norris out of Fresno State and Lauren Strickland out of Ball State. Yeah, he put on like 12 to 15 pounds. He looks totally jacked right now. I hope he did it without HGH. A gunshot.
I don't care if you did it with HGH or not, as long as it doesn't get caught.
Manu is Samoan. 100%. Yeah, I might need to change my name to Forrest Hardwood. It's funny you say Hardwood. That was the name of the first street I lived on, and that's supposed to be how you come up with your porn name. But we also grabbed two safeties. We grabbed Deron Gilbert out of Northern Illinois and Chalon Garnes out of Wake Forest. We grabbed a long snapper out of Idaho, Hogan Hatton.
Hell yeah, Orlando. There's definitely something in the water out there.
They make them big and they make them strong. That's what it is. And last but not least, our last signing for UDFAs is James Turner out of Michigan, accurate up to 50 yards. After that, it gets a little shaky. That's why Michigan didn't go for a lot of long field goals. And that's something we don't do anyways unless we had somebody like Jack Bates. Jack Bates didn't have the greatest weekend this weekend. He was 1 of 3. He missed. I had absolutely 0 correct predictions. I said a few times we'd probably grab Mahogany in the 3rd, but we didn't have a 3rd, and for us to grab him in the 6th, I'm ecstatic. Because even you were on that train, Von Doom.
Uh-huh. Yes, I was.
And after talking to a police officer on day 3, just before the draft started, because we were all hanging out, he was eating his lunch, and he lit up a cigarette, and I was having a cigarette break. That was after we did the pictures in front of the draft stage there. He told me that in the watch parties in the bars surrounding it in Greektown, also at the casinos, there was a total of 300,000 people at the watch parties inside the bars and hotels.
You're not wrong. 100% Orlando.
I didn't see a center out of Louisville. I saw he's an offensive lineman because he's played multiple positions. That's Brian Hudson. He didn't just play center. He played left guard. He also played right tackle. So he's played on both sides of the line as well as center. And I think he could develop, but we didn't give him any guaranteed money. And it's a defensive end that we got out of William and Mary. Nate Lynn, very athletic. I like him. We brought him in for a visit.
Let's get to the most important news of the day. Chad Powers is officially now in the Madden Ultimate Team.
Oh, boy. But
That,
so let's talk about your draft and who you guys got there, Von Doom. What did you guys do other than take the best wide receiver in the draft, in my opinion, in Malik Neighbors?
we also took the best safety in the draft in Tyler Newman. Let's see. Excuse me.
Like we do every year there, James Burgess, we are going to get poached.
We took a very underrated cornerback, Andrew Phillips, out of Kentucky. He probably climbed the draft board more than anybody this entire year. He didn't have any picks, but he had a ton of pass deflections. Didn't have a lot of people getting good QBRs against him. And he could tackle, which is something we definitely need in corner. Theo Johnson out of Penn State's a tight end. He's a pure pass catcher. He just needed more opportunity, but he's definitely going to end up being our tight end one, who I also said we drafted. So I hit 1, 2, had no idea who the hell 3 was. Hit on 4. 5th round, we drafted Tyron Tracy, the running back from Purdue. Great pass catching back out of the backfield. Line up in the slot. He can return kicks. Led all of college football in yards after contact. And he had like 6.4 yards per carry.
Out of all the UDFAs, who do I think is going to make the team or practice squad? Isaiah Williams, 100%. We paid him too much. Kingsley Equicon, we gave him a guaranteed salary. They tend to keep those guys. They can tend to protect them right away so people can't poach them. The other one, it's either going to be Isaac Ukwu or Nate Lynn or both. I like both of them. Reese Norris, he's okay. He's speedy, but he's a tiny guy. And I don't know if he did kick returns or not. I haven't been able to do a deep dive into him because I was just making sure I had the list here. So, but he is a small corner. Uh, Lauren Strickland also played safety. He's not just a cornerback; he was a safety. That's why I had him listed as a DB on my list. And Cheelan Garnes out of Wake Forest had a sneaky good, even though that defense was trash. He likes a good in-air ball defender and a very good tackler, the type of guys that Brad Holmes like to covet out of the safety position. And James Turner, just because it's competition for Michael Baglady.
I think Washington had a better draft, honestly. They filled a ton of needs. Dallas's draft is sneaky good too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think any of us had a bad draft.
Nobody had a bad draft. There was a couple teams who reached more than they probably should have. We got to come up with our nickname for our boy Arnold. Grit. That's all I got to say. After talking to him, he's got grit. And I don't know what else to say about him. And no wide receiver speaks volumes about how we feel about DPJ. Yes, I think that that's the plan. James Oswald Turner gets the start, but the Lions still won't kick it. You can't say we don't kick it because we did kick field goals last year.
Like 4.
4 with Bagley and 12 with Patterson. That's 16 times we kicked out of, well,
how many opportunities?
I'm adding it up right now.
500.
We're 18 out of 22 attempts on 4th and 3. Only a few were within the 40 that we did that way. Steve says, I see why the Lions traded up to get Arnold. He looks like Axel Foley. Can't talk to him or actually do anything contract wise till after the UFL season is over. And I'm quite sure in June, as soon as it's done, he's on our list. Rookie camp is the first week of May. Next week, I believe it is. I had posted the article because somebody asked me. Just a second, and I'll get that for you. I know the rookie OTA workout We did the vet ones already on April 15th. Week 1 is May 21st through 23rd. Week 2 is May 29th through 31. June 10th through 12th. Mandatory mini camp for everybody to attend is June 4th, 6th.
That's when the press credentials better come into play.
In addition to these dates, they'll also hold a rookie mini camp for their draft class and a tryout for any players they may want to bring in. Typically takes place around May 4th or 5th, and the second weekend is May 11th and 12th. So there we go. Am I surprised that we got the Sewell deal done early? Yes and no. He's a core piece to this team. And Brad Holmes, when he was asked about the whole Goff thing, he specifically said, we're going to take care of our core players first. And seeing how he is drafted the same year as Amon-Ra St. Brown, if they wouldn't have taken the fifth-year option, then they wouldn't have had to do it now. And I mean, they did take the fifth-year option. They didn't have to do it now. But it's great that they did, because it's one less thing to worry about. And if he has another all-pro year, how much more would that money be after next year?
JJ gets his big money? Yeah.
I mean, he's still... what do I think of that pick? I love the pick for Giovanni. I think we found a star running back in UDFA, Jarvian Howard from Alcorn State. Hey, small school guys work out. We see it all the time. Steve, it's weird looking down and seeing your name and seeing a girl's picture. It's a little creepy. I thought it was great when Brian Bulaga came out and the Lions fans booed louder than they did when the Bears drafted Caleb Williams. And how? Oh, that's his sweetheart, Jennifer. Okay, that makes sense now, but Caleb Williams will be a Steeler before the end of his contract. Oh, that's great. I love it. But it shows good faith in Panay that we're willing to pay up early. They're going to try to start him at guard, and I don't understand that. He has the long arms, the size, and the frame to be a good tackle at 6'7" and 5'8" and 350 pounds with his wingspan, where he literally can stand behind Frank Ragnow like a quarterback, and he can give a sparky pat to Taylor Decker and Panay Sewell at the same time. I would have him at tackle in a heartbeat, but that's just me, because I'd want him to be the guy that replaces Decker. Because I don't get why we have so many guards on our roster and we're going to use them at guard. How do you think the Lions will play Vaki, if I'm saying that right? Well, he had one of the highest RAS scores at running back, believe it or not. And I think we're going to end up using him as a running back. And that's what it sounds like. Neither. He's got tackle written all over him. Yeah, I know he does. And he's Samoan. I expect him to be great.
I just didn't see a need for Rocky, honestly.
And it's also, well, the 4.96 is an unconfirmed. His confirmed speed time is 5.06. So I'm not going to count him as, still, at that size, to run a 5-second 40 is amazing when he weighs 350 pounds. You go ahead and try to run it, Orlando. If you get under 5, let me know. I know at 53, I'm not hitting a 5-second 40. They all kick ass and take names. Yes. But Vaki was a underrated receiver. And I love the Marshawn Lloyd pick. I think that was good too, but you got 3 of the exact same running back on your roster is what I saw with Josh Jacobs, AJ Dillon, and Marshawn Lloyd.
Except Josh Jacobs and Marshawn Lloyd don't go down with the first touch.
I watched an interview with Manu with some other guy who's now a Bear UDFA. He claimed the Lions told him they were going to trade him at right tackle. Will JJ thrive or die on the Vikings? I have a 5-second run to the refrigerator.
I think JJ's going to thrive on the Vikings. Their
I
offensive
think
line's
he will
good.
thrive. I think he will thrive as well, but I really don't want to see him his first year. I think he needs to develop myself.
Yeah, but I bet you they do just because it's going to be the only way they can keep Justin Jefferson happy and eventually keep him on the team.
No, it's not smart to move Decker before the season. We got our starting our starting top O line in the NFL intact. Why would you want to take away? We took Big Show with that Canadian pick. The dude is a giant. He looks like the Incredible Hulk. I saw a picture of him from the back in the weight room, and he's built like Lou Ferrigno was back in the Incredible Hulk days. Our secondary has improved, but should be better. Plus, the third quarter better on both sides. That's coaching. Decker stays. We can resign, but who knows? That's next year. He's not a Jets fan. He's a Giants fan. He's happy with the draft that the Giants did. I would be too. Giants had a nice, solid draft.
The goddamn Jets took all my players. Literally, everyone I said I wanted for 4 straight picks went to the Jets, and you son of a bitch.
Our cap can't handle much. Yeah, and that's the thing. It doesn't free up enough to garner trading away Decker. New York Giants had a very good draft. Yeah, but the Cowboys, Philly, and the Jets kept taking all his picks. I swear his phone was bugged.
100% would.
James Oswald, that'd be crazy to mess with Decker. That O-line is our true strength on offense. The Gibbs and company won't do Dennis anything if Decker is not there. Maybe after the season, but they don't dare move him there. Jets got that Florida State quarterback.
That was one of them.
Yep.
And Malachi Corley and Braylon Allen.
For it next year. Yeah, we don't forget, with the deal that Jonah got, we're going to get a third and a fifth next year in compensatory. So even though it doesn't look like we got a third right now, with what we traded away, who do you think had the crap draft? I say Atlanta. I agree. They really didn't do anything to help them for this year. And Orlando goes, I forgot about the comp picks. It's going to be 2 because he got top 5 money at guard.
Hey, I get it 4.
Yeah, I know. You're getting at least 2 for Saquon and then at least 1 more for the safety, right?
Xavier McKinney signed the biggest safety contract there was, too.
Right, so that's going to be 2 picks. So, yeah, that's what that is for. You're probably going to get a third and a fourth and then possibly a third and a fifth is what I'm thinking. So you get 2/3, a fourth, and a fifth, and I don't think you're complaining about that.
No, because we replaced them both at a fraction of the cost. Joe Schoen's good at math.
I don't think they're going to suck this year, though. They finally got a valid target for downfield for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they finally get him that, but when they give him like some stem cell therapy so he doesn't get hurt so quick all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonah will net a 97 to 99 pick, and I think he's going to net the 195 to 199 pick, all on Danny Dimes. But
There was medical concerns.
there was some medical concerns because he did have some injuries early in his career at Boston College. That's pretty much it. But to fall that far was astounding because you usually don't see good guards even with an injury history.
Zinter got picked in the 3rd round. Okay.
Yeah, Center got picked in the 3rd round coming off of a broken leg. I'll say it again. Atlanta is horrible. How do you piss off your franchise QB in less than 1.5 months? Exactly. He's he's bitching. The owner's even bitching because he was not a part of that. He did not want Bennett. And think about it. They grabbed the 5th to Cleveland. I've got Chubb, so I'm happy. Yeah, I know. You can't say that it was 19 picks in the draft, but 19 players signed. But nobody signed out of the draft yet. That doesn't happen until later on this week and next week. Atlanta fucked up hard. The Bucks and Saints are laughing their asses off 100%. But man, the weekend, like I said, I was talking to a cop when I went out for a cigarette before the draft started on Saturday. And he literally told me every day at the watch parties outside of the gates was another 300,000 fans from all over the country and the world who were watching. All those people that were invited up to announce picks, as far as the fans were concerned, they did not count towards the gate totals. All the officials, the cops, the media, the staffers, none of those counted towards those totals. That was 100% gate ticket totals that came through. They're saying it's anywhere from 1.6 to 2.3 million people that passed through Detroit this weekend. Now, granted, most of them were Lions fans from other part of the state. They had no reason to come here other than the fact that it might be 31 years before there's another draft. And so many people were at the draft, it was unreal. So happy I went down there. Good for you, RJ. I as my first NFL experience as a member of the media, I wished I'd have been down at the draft. Yep, paid attendance is all they count. There was just as many outside the gates. I think the Lions are happy with their DE room. If they would have done something, I think Bates might be something good. I know for sure at least a plane load of Scottish folks flew in, talked to a guy who was on the charter. That's cool. But think about that. 1.6 to 2.3 million people. And in that area, I asked them if they had any troubles Friday and Saturday night. They had 2 one-on-one fistfights. Some lady was caught carrying a knife in the draft area, and 1 DUI. I will say the damn NFL needs to provide chairs. I was standing for 14 hours. You and 300,000 and 299,999 people each day.
I just want to point this out. When it was at Rockefeller Center, you didn't stand. You had chairs.
Yeah, that's true. But they could only fit about, what was it, 1,500 to 1,000 people?
It's okay.
Not really. Even the traffic was not a big deal. I was shocked to experience. I used to commute downtown every day. It would take us 15 to 30 minutes to get back to the hotel. I was actually quite comfortable with that. Now at 2 o'clock in the morning, it was actually 2:20 when we got back to the hotel. Did I like that on day one? No. The first round shouldn't have taken that long.
And that prick Caleb should have came and got interviewed.
Chad said it was crazy there with that huge crowd, said it was hard to move around. I was beyond shocked that I parked for free at MGM, zero traffic there back on day one. Yeah, it is crazy. Seriously, we literally left. The draft was done at 11. The last interview was Terry on Arnold. He was the last of the top 11 pick, and I actually got to talk to him. Like I said, I asked him a question there, and I was just shocked at the whole thing. It was an amazing thing. Uh, they had 400 police officers on duty inside the gates alone, and there was snipers on top of the building just in case. Haven't heard how the dance clubs in Windsor did, but I'm guessing the Windsor Ballet made bank. Probably. Will Vogel in the chat. How you doing, buddy? James Burgess saying, "What's up, Vogues?" It was quite the atmosphere. Um, I I'm still honored to have been there. Yay! Don't let them put it back in. Then, well, Summer Olympics in Detroit. Let's go. This proved that we can handle the people. Will says, "Great show last night, Jeremy. Detroit set a new standard. We are now the bar to clear for this event." I thought that I saw Russell on stage play the saxophone when the one lady was singing, but it wasn't Russell. No, Russell was home. He hoops on the all caps. It's good. I also want to say that Pat McAfee spelled that wrong, definitely. But such a nice guy, made sure to get photos with all of us. That's awesome.
Pat
600K
McAfee,
at
man.
Nashville was surprising. This should get us an NHL All-Star game at minimum. It should prove to Adam Silver that we could handle an NBA All-Star game. Just not
I don't
nowhere
think
near many people show up for that. Just saying.
Oh, so apparently Tyreek Hill is admitting to being Antonio Cromartie Jr. He just admitted he has 10 kids.
Who all did I get to meet? Let's see. I got to meet a couple of reporters. I mean, the media room is different. It's not the green room like I thought they thought it was, but it's okay. I did get to meet Terry on Arnold. I got to meet Latu, Caleb. I got to meet all those guys. Anybody that was in that top 11 that were there, somewhere I got the picture. But I'm not even worried about it right now because you know what? The best experience was just being there. Let's send Jeremy to Green Bay next year for the draft. Oh, sure. Okay, I'm in.
You want that kind of hate around you?
Yep. Still disappointed no FTP shoutouts, but I forgive you. You did an awesome job. Thank you, Orlando. Um, man, when I finally got to get out and actually see the stage, not on TV, it was actually quite impressive. Um, all the signage they did on the sides of the buildings, uh, the way they set it up, it looked like it was an amazing atmosphere to be in. I'm glad I was there 2 hours before everybody showed up, so that way I could get the pictures in and do all that. But I would have liked to have met up with a few of our podcasting friends. Neil messaged me a couple hours before day two, but I messaged him time and time again, and I just think it was a signal issue. He just didn't see it. So I didn't get a chance to meet up with Bandit. I did meet Jeff Risden. I'm trying to remember his name. The guy from Fox Sports Deportes that does the NFL play calling for games. That was the coolest part for me on day one. I'm walking out and he's walking in and he bumps into me and I said, "Pardon me, let me introduce myself." And he says, "I know who you are, Smoking Jeremy B." That was the jaw drop moment of the the media room for me because I'm like, "Wow." He goes, "Yeah, I tend to watch you for news. So if you're out there, watch."
Maybe that's who Orlando Escobar Jr. really is.
Daniel Jones' ex-agent is who I want to meet.
Facts. No. Kirk Cousins' ex-agent.
No, the agent I want to meet. What is my email address? Let me add it to the banner. That's no problem. It's smokingjeremyb@gmail.com with 1K.
Oh, so it's not Smokkin.
Coolest moment for me was making it on TV for 5 seconds. I absolutely loved it. That is cool, RJ. Glad you did. Um, I think I got my 5 seconds of fame because I know they film the interviews in the press room. Like they did when I talked to this guy, Malik Neighbors. I also met Troy Geary of the Geary and Stein Show. Um, I didn't get any pictures with Risden or Pat Caputo or any of those guys.
She kicked Akakudo in the nuts. I'm
Bobby
holding a
Benin.
grudge.
Yeah, that's another one. You know, I've been blessed. I've been on TV. I've been in the newspaper before I was even known. Who is the favorite athlete I've ever met? I'm going to have to say it was Herman Moore. Herman Moore is my favorite athlete I've ever met. I met him out at the Soaring Eagle.
That is large, man.
I want a picture with Cynthia Freeland. Hey, did you guys hear when in the press room the way Caleb said the Bears as he went off? It was funny. Best situation for a rookie you not see, Caleb, Exworthy, Coleman, or Roman? I'm gonna say Coleman because there's nobody better than him on that roster. Worthy, there's people better than him because they're established in the NFL. And Worthy has the same exact draft scouting prospect problems that Kadarius Toney had. Fast as hell, but has suspect hands.
Best situation for a rookie you see, not Caleb, Worthy, Coleman, or Roman.
Oh,
Are you just talking about of those three or any rookie? Confused.
yeah, I don't understand. I'm gonna say it's a tie for me between Herman Moore and Billy Sims. I met Billy this weekend. Both are amazing people. Yeah, I came all the way back to Detroit because I didn't want to start home. Any rookie, I say it's Christian Mahogany. With where he was picked and no expectations and has a chance to actually learn the blocking scheme as a backup, I think he came into a great situation. Manu's in a great situation. There's no expectations on him this year. You know, fourth round or later is depth, is what we've always said. They're the rank and file. They're how you build your team for the future. Oh, man.
It's hard. It's really hard to actually say who's going to have the best situation. A lot of players went to a lot of good teams that don't need to start right away. It was like they weren't drafting just like random stuff to fill teams this year. Teams were just picking best player available and shit like that. It was not the norm. Let's put it that way.
Back to football. LOL. It really looked like Brad is preparing this O-line for departures, and it is. I think he just drafted his replacement for Ziegler and Christian Mahogany. I think we drafted a change for left tackle and right tackle. Post-draft dark horse team, until the schedules come out, I really don't want to do that. But I'm going to say, as much as it's going to probably chafe Von Doom's butt.
Washington Commanders.
Yeah, Washington Commanders. They had a very solid, great draft and a fantastic offseason.
Yep.
Don't players actually pay for numbers if they want? Yes, occasionally, but the player has to agree to want to sell it and on a price.
And then you also have to buy out the remaining stock of that player's jersey.
Right. Whatever's left in the stadium concessions. Agree. Rams and Indy as well. Commanders 100% will be a playoff contender. And the Lions are very good at developing players. We are as of late, except at one position, which he has no excuse on not to develop them this year. What position is that, Von Doom? What is the one we don't develop well?
Quarter defensive back, the one position that he should be the best at developing, he can't develop.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Well, thanks everybody for being here. It's been an amazing weekend. I ain't gonna lie, I'm wore the fuck out. Still.
Joys of old age.
It's beyond old age when you do as much as I had to do.
No.
I've said it all year. If it wasn't done by free agency, it wasn't getting done. They can't afford to give him a pay raise this year. Dave Eastman, FTP. All teams have their flaws, and that's ours, but hopefully it changes. Orlando puts up an FTP. Good to see you guys in here. And again, Steve is real. You get to see it because you're here on time. FTP, our favorite sponsor. Why? Because we can. What does it stand for, Von Doom?
Fuck the Packers.
Yes, it does. And for those people that don't like it, much butter. I sent in you. Cry like bitch you should. Awesome job again. Thank you, Pat. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. The night show will be on Restream, which means it doesn't hit the Villain Squad. So make sure you switch over to Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions. My primetime show is going to be there. Fuck the Pack, the Vikings, and Chicago.
Oh, and Paul Jones' team, because he's going to say fuck Von Doom's team. So fuck Paul Jones' team, too.
Oh, yeah, I know. It happened.
I had to get it out there before he could.
Yeah, it was your turn.
Also, happy birthday. Well, happy belated birthday, Paul Jones. I saw it this morning. Yesterday was your birthday. Saw that you're 70 now. Congrats, buddy.
Welcome to the Moan and Groan Club. And Floss Negron, the best window tinner in Saginaw. 989-443-9240 to set your appointment to get your windows tinted or your car detailed. Take care of that smell of swamp ass in the seats as well as make it shine. Like this 300 C-Class or the Audi SUV. Located at 409 Hamilton Street in Saginaw. Don't forget about Brandon's Tires at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road, where I work as well. So I really like them because they pay me every week on top of it. Come in and check out for used tires, best prices in the county, and also new tires too. We will meet or beat anybody's price. Give a call, talk to George Red, or myself, Smokin' Jeremy B. 810-233-8230. Fred Peterson said it like you. Fuck the packet. Lunchtime. Gotta go. Have a great day and peace out all. And remember, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love, everybody.